Hey everybody, it's Niesha Davis here at LCSW, and this is Motivational Masterpiece, where you are on a journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind. I am a therapist. However, remember, this is not a substitute for therapy. If you are in need of a therapist, I encourage you to reach out and get some help, as there are so many platforms available for you to find a therapist that is the best fit for you. If this is your first time joining me on this YouTube channel, I want to say thank you for tapping in. If you are returning back, I want to say thank you again for tuning back in. I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friend, as you will not be disappointed. So I just wanted to tap in with you guys today and just have a conversation with you guys about what to do when your faith is being tested. Now, I've shared with you guys before that I try to be as transparent and honest in these videos as much as possible, that I do not edit them. They're raw and uncut, so you get what you get. And today I am just in the zone. So I wanted to share a message with you guys that I want to share to yourself. And I also want to share with myself. Now, as we live this life, we go through a lot of different things. And being on this earth, we are going to go through tests and trials. And our faith is going to be tested. And our faith is going to be put on trial. So what do you do in those times? What do you do in those seasons when your faith is being tested? And when you have to do everything in your power to believe the things that you cannot see? So what is faith? Faith is having complete confidence and trust in something or someone. And when you are in a position of completely having to trust and have complete confidence in God, and you don't see Him, what do you do? How do you keep moving? How do you keep making those moves? How do you keep operating in the things that you feel led to do when you know that your faith is being tested, right? So I would like to say this. I'm the type of person that I feel like I operate in crazy faith. When God gives me something, I may ponder on it for a little bit. I may sit with it for a little bit and think like, okay, why is this coming to my brain? Like, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? And I'll sit, maybe write some things out. And then until I feel the unction in my spirit to make a move, right? So when I get that unction, I don't always have all the resources or all the direction that I need to make that move. However, I just begin to make moves, right? And before I know it, that thing is manifesting, because that's how I operate. That's what me and God does, right? He gives me something, I ponder and I think about it. And then if I sit on it too long, He tells me, girl, get to it. And then before I know it, I'm making the moves. But what do you do when you feel like you have made a move that God has asked you to do, or you have implemented something that He's asked you to implement, or you felt led in your spirit to do? What do you do when you feel like your back is against the wall, and when you feel like you are between a rock and a hard place, and you feel like every time you turn around, the walls are caving in because your faith is being tested? Everything that God told you to do, it feels like, Lord, I'm trying to do it, but how can I do it when I feel like I'm in between a rock and a hard place? So what do you do during those seasons when your faith is being tested? One of the things that you have to do is, for sure, you can't give up, right? You have to really get into a place and a space where you can hear from God. What is He saying to you? What direction is He giving to you? And if He's not saying anything to you, or if He's not giving any direction to you, what do you do? Do you quit, or do you wait? Do you wait for it and see what He's going to say, and you just keep moving in faith? I would like to say that's exactly what you do, right? You don't give up, because sometimes we forfeit our blessings way too soon. I understand, and I know that sometimes in those difficult times, we don't see our way out, and we don't know how things are going to play out. And it's so easy to say, you know what, I give up. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. However, that may not be what God wants us to do. God wants us to hang tight, sit still, and just be in a place where we believe and know that He's behind the scenes working things out. Is that easy? Absolutely not. I'm definitely in a season in my life where my faith is being tested. It's not a bad thing. It's just some things that God has asked me to do. And like I said, I operate in crazy faith. So it's like, okay, Lord, I'm going to do them. But when I feel like I need his support, and when I'm asking him and I'm talking to him, I'm like, God, where are you? Like, I need you right now to do A, B, C, D, F, G for me. And when I feel like he's not there and he's not moving, what do I do, right? Do I allow give up to get in my spirit because give up gets in my spirit? Or do I allow give up to get in my spirit and I tell give up, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to trust God no matter how hard it gets. It's not easy when your faith is being tested for you to stand and to keep moving when you feel like the walls are closing in and your back is against the wall and you don't know what else to do. However, sometimes you have to get in that quiet space and you have to talk to yourself and you have to have conversations with yourself and you have to process things out loud, as well as you have to have conversations with God, even if you feel like he is not listening, because when you least expect it, that's when he's going to show up. When you least expect it, that's when the blessings are going to roll in. So when you feel that your faith is being tested and your back is against the wall, know that God has never left you. And his word declares that he will never leave you nor forsake you. And he knows exactly what we're going through. And he hears us, even though we feel like sometimes he's not listening to us. He's going to show up, and his timing is not our timing, and his ways are not our ways. And if he ordained you to do something, or if he called you to do something, just know that he's not going to leave you out there by yourself to figure it out. He's going to figure it out for you, and he's going to make a way for you. But you got to continue to stand in faith and just know and believe that he's going to do it. Even if that's you telling yourself every day, God, I know you're going to do it. God, I believe you're going to show up. Lord, I know you called me to be here in this space. And Lord, you're going to work it out for me, right? Because when we allow give up and stress to get in our spirit, all it does is causes us to have anxiety. We feel overwhelmed and we're irritable. And again, the enemy is on his job every single day. And when he's on his job, he wants to discourage us and he wants us to forfeit the blessings that God has for us. However, when we stand in faith and we believe that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, we know that no matter what comes our way, that God has our back. So when our faith is being tested, we have to stand strong and believe and trust and know that God has got us, right? And we can't give up, because giving up is not going to help us win. But we have to allow ourselves to push through the process, get through the test, and keep pushing and keep going and keep moving, trusting and believing and knowing that God is working behind the scenes and that we are going to have a testimony. So when you get to a place that your faith is being tested, and believe you, again, I tell you, I'm preaching to the choir today, because there are times that my faith is being tested, and today is one of those times. However, I had to sit down and have a conversation with myself and remind myself who I serve. I had to remind myself whose daughter I am. I am a daughter of the King. He is my Father, and he owns everything. And at any given time, he can blow my mind. I have to remind myself of the things that he's promised me and hold on to those things and know that he has got my back and that he's going to show up. So I encourage you not to give up. Stand strong. Continue to trust God, because he's going to show up when you least expect it. And he has your back. He's not going to leave you, and he's not going to forsake you. But sometimes you have to stand and operate in crazy faith, and that's not easy. But when you do that, he can't do anything but show up, because now you're putting his word back on him, and you are telling him, like, Lord, I trust you and I know you're going to show up. So he has no reason but to show up, right? So stay encouraged. Keep moving. Don't give up on that thing that God has called you to do, because you know that is something when the enemy or when things are coming and obstacles are coming against your way, well, you know that is something in there. You know there's a blessing in there. So keep doing the thing that you're doing. Keep trusting God. Seek him for clarity. Don't give up. Know that he's going to come through, because he will. He's faithful to perform the things that he says. I hope this video helps somebody today. You know, like I said, I'm preaching to the choir today. I'm not just talking to you, but I am on here today to encourage myself and believe that there's going to be glory after this, right? There's going to be a testimony, right? And he's going to give us double for our trouble once we get through this. So hang in there. Keep it going. Remember, you got this. We got this.